citizen, those ones are not included because they did not work for it, but it's just like a gift and give away product. Therefore, transactions which do not arise from the production of current year are not included. Profits earned or losses incurred on account change in capital asset as a result of market fluctuation and illegal activities are not included in GNP as well. While calculating GNP, the final goods and services of the following are considered. That is, the final goods and services of the consumer goods and services. One, we have the consumer goods and services that are produced within that country for that period of time. Also, gross private domestic income is also included. Then we have goods and services produced by the government of that particular country, and we have net income from abroad. The net income from abroad, like I've been saying, is dealing with the goods and services produced by the citizens of that country that resides and works in another country. Those are the items that are usually included while calculating GNP. Then we have some approaches, some methods of calculating the GNP. The first one we have income approach. Second one we have what we call expenditure approach, and third one we have product approach. Now, when we talk of income approach, in income approach we find the different categories of income, such as the wages and salaries of the workers, the rent on land and other assets, the interest. Then we have the dividend as well. Also, we have undistributed corporate profits of the companies. Then we have mixed income. We have direct taxes that are collected from the civil servants. We have indirect taxes that are levied on goods and services. We have depreciation. Then we have net income from abroad. Those are the items that are usually included while calculating the GNP using income approach. That is, those items listed, they are the form in which the citizens of the country get income in one way or the other. Some get it through salaries and wages, some get it through rent, some get it through dividend, and so on as we've listed them. Another approach that we have is what we call expenditure approach. In expenditure approach, we find the different categories of expenditure, the different type of expenditure that we have that we can use to calculate the gross national product. The first one we have private consumption expenditure, then we have gross domestic private income, we have net foreign income, also we have government expenditure on goods and services. These are the major way, the major method, the approach, the way we calculate the gross national income products, gross national income using expenditure approach. That is, these are the ways, major ways where we spend things. We have private consumption expenditure that individuals spend for one goods and services at the particular time. Then we have gross domestic and domestic private income as well. Then net foreign income and government expenditures on goods and services. The aggregates, the combination of all this, the total of all this form of expenditure, what will make up the gross national product using expenditure approach. And the last one, the last approach, talking about product approach. In product approach, we find the following categories of output. That is, we want to calculate the gross national product using the goods and services produced and rendered in a particular country over that period of time. One, we have final market value of goods and services. By calculating the final market value, not the value of those goods when they are in the process of production, no, but until they are finished. They have been the production has been concluded on those products and they are ready for consumption, final consumption. Then at that stage, we calculate their market value and arrive at our gross national products, our gross national income value. Two, we also have less cost of intermediate goods. That is, in a way that we will deduct the value of the intermediate goods from all the final goods and services produced, or from all the goods and services presented or supplied into the market. What are those intermediate goods? Some goods that they are still in the process of production. They have not yet reached the final stage of production. They are not yet ready for consumption by the final consumers, but they are still used. They can still be used for another production. In that case, those products are excluded, are not included in the calculation of the national product. One, the following factors are to be considered while calculating the GNP. One, only those goods and services which can be measured by money are included. It's only those goods that we can measure them in terms of money that are included. Two, market price of final goods and services alone will be considered, because those are the goods and services that are ready for consumption by the consumers. Three, we have services which are done free of charge and they don't attract any cost. In that case, those ones will not be considered as well, because they are not earned. They are just like a gift. They attract no cost. They attract no value, and that is why they are not included. And also we have production done in current year alone. That is only the products that are done during that particular year that will be considered. We will not consider the ones that are not yet finished, that will be transferred to the coming year, or the previous year's one. No, but only the production of goods and services that are produced, that are done during that particular year, will be considered. Also, illegal activities are not included. We have some illegal activities, illegal products in the country that cannot boldly be presented into the market, but their operations are usually on secret basis. Therefore, those ones cannot be presented, because we cannot actually get their accurate value, and because they are illegal, therefore we will not include those values. Those are the factors to consider while calculating the gross national product. And gross national product also can be calculated at factor cost. That is, gross national product at factor cost is the difference between the gross national product and the net indirect taxes. It is also called gross national income. Gross national income is the sum of total of compensation of employees, the operating surplus, the missed income, depreciation, and net factors from abroad. All these grouped together are what we refer to as gross national product at factor cost. Also, it can be referred to income which the factor of production receive in return of their services alone. Those factors, they are also regarded. They are the accumulation of these factors. These interest and income that are put together are the one that we refer to as gross national products at factor cost. Then we have to look at some of the items, some of the concepts that are somewhat common while calculating the GNP. One, we have subsidies. The difference between the market price and the cost of production is what we refer to as subsidies. That is, after the cost of production and the market price, the difference between them, that can in some cases referred to as the profit of the producer, can also be referred to as the subsidy. That factor, that's our subsidy also is very, very important to be a factor to be considered while calculating the GNP. That is the way we calculate the GNP, both at the market price and at the factor cost. Now, let's look at the other concepts under national income that we refer to as gross domestic product. Gross domestic product is the total or aggregate market value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a particular country during a period of year, inclusive of depreciation. This means that it measures or calculates the value of final goods and services produced within the geographical boundary, regardless of the nationality of the individuals or the firms that are involved in the process of production. as long as it is produced within the geographical location of that particular country. And we have some components in which we can calculate the GNP in a country. The components are with the use of wages and salary, just like the gross national product. Then we have rent, we have interest, we have dividends, we have undistributed profits, we have mixed income, we have direct taxes. And as just like the gross national product as well, there are approaches with which we can calculate the gross domestic product as well. First one is GDP at market price. GDP at market price is estimated by deducting the value of intermediate consumption from the value of output produced by all the producers within the domestic territory of a particular country. In other words, it is estimated as the sum of the total of gross value added at the market price, just by deducting the value of the intermediate goods. Like I explained the intermediate goods the other time, that they are products, they are goods that are not yet reached the final stage. They are still in the process of production, though they are referred to as products because some level of production have been taking place over them, but yet they are still like raw material to another level of production. Those products, because the final production has not been done on them, we refer to them as intermediate goods. Now let's briefly look at the major differences between the GDP and the GNP. GDP representing the gross domestic product and GNP. The major difference between the GNP and GDP is that the former includes net income from abroad, whereas the latter includes only the income which has been produced within the political boundary of the particular product.